Workers say they're getting injured working on those antennas, and the constant push for more towers is putting them at risk.
Team 10 troubleshooter Kristen Severin joins us. And Kristen, you talked to a San Diego company with a solution to keeping them safe.
Yeah, there are 600,000 cell phone tower sites in the United States. They're everywhere, on the sides of buildings, streetlights, water tanks. But Team 10 learned thousands of those towers violate federal rules that are supposed to keep workers safe.
It hurts like how.
Benjamin Rivas has worked on cell phone towers for 14 years.
I was dealing with them day in and day out.
He quit after an antenna that should have been powered down was still live.
Physically burned my hand.
The burn is a work injury you can see.
You get burned on the outside, but internally it blisters.
Other problems he said caused by the towers aren't as easy to spot.
Depression, and I get headaches from time to time, and mood swings and stuff.
Rivas is one of 250,000 workers a year. An insurance rating agency said gets too close to these antennas. They act as an open microwave and can cause eye damage, sterility, and cognitive damages.
250,000 workers every year cooked by an open microwave, according to the insurance companies, according to the mainstream news. If this is not the most bombshell news report you've heard all year, I'm not sure what you're waiting for, ladies and gentlemen. This is the evidence. 250,000 people every year are being nuked by these death towers, according to insurance companies. What else needs to be said? There are countless cancer clusters being reported across the nation, and they're putting up more death towers every day. Death towers near schools, death towers near the grocery store, death towers on your way to work, death towers everywhere. There's no escaping the eugenics program out there, and that's the point. It's like the chemtrails, it's like the fluoride, it's like the vaccines, it's like everything else. It's study after study. There are over 1,000 studies right now confirming that cell towers and cell phones cause cancer. There are as many studies implicating the fluoride, the GMOs, the vaccines to some sort of disease. And yet the mainstream media, for the most part, pretends like you're not the target, like nothing is going on. Look at these death towers. It's like Dr. Evil's Christmas tree. They're pretty much right there at eye level, nuking you right there on your way to the store. Everywhere, ladies and gentlemen. What's it going to take for people to fight back against this obvious attempt to mass murder humanity day after day? And look at these sheeple celebrating. You've got a university here, Verizon Wireless, on campus this week, putting up a new death tower. Should improve our service for our students and our community. There's nothing worse that can happen to a school or to a community than a death tower going up right on fucking campus. Pardon the language. But you don't see this in other countries. They have to keep them at least like 100, 200 feet away from schools. But here they're just putting them right on the roof. And this is just the beginning of the nightmare, ladies and gentlemen. There's just so much more to say about this bombshell breaking news story. If we can come back to it, 250,000 people every year are confirmed nuked by these death towers, according to insurance companies and the mainstream news. But they're like, it's okay for this to go up in your neighborhood. It's okay for this to be just a few feet away from your house. When the workers are, displaying signs of radiation sickness. They've got the burns, they've got the blisters, and the like. These things truly are radioactive, and they're dangerous. Countries right now are banning the deployment of 5G, but we, ladies and gentlemen, are putting them up like They're Christmas
These
trees.
30-foot tall poles are popping up in communities all around Denver, and when all is said and done, there could be 500 of them spread throughout the city. Well, our Gary Brode found one in the Highlands neighborhood. And Gary, how are neighbors liking the new addition?
Some not so much. This is one of about 12 just in this Highlands neighborhood. And right now you may be hearing the car engine running. Just to give you a little perspective here. So I'm going to turn this off real quick. You could still hear, though, that buzzing sound because it's coming from this transmitter right here. And one neighbor in this area says he hears it all night long. Across Denver and most of the country, these poles are leaving their mark. The more we use our phone,
They're going up everywhere, ladies and gentlemen, and they're painting them camouflage green in the urban jungle so that you won't see them. That's the new thing. It just kind of blends in. You don't know what it is. It's shapeless at a distance for the most part. It just looks like a pole. But these death poles, these death towers are going up everywhere. And it serves the sheeple right for being complacent, for not pushing back.
A new cell tower in Folsom could put a preschool out of business, with parents threatening to leave.
CBS 13 investigator Julie Watts reveals how what we don't know yet about these towers could cost small businesses and even homeowners.
Of course, they're putting them up by preschools, at your shopping centers, and they're strategically located to impact the most amount of people. And when you see these things, I mean, they look nefarious. That's why they have to camouflage them. You look at the studies, it's even worse. And so they have to, basically lie and say, well, for the time being, there's no known reason to be concerned. Because the studies are based on, their priorities and their funding. They're not funding studies that would say that these things are dangerous. Instead, they're paying off scientists to come on television to tell you that they're safe. But these things don't look safe. And we're getting reports of over 100,000, 200,000 cell phone workers being burned every year, nuked like a TV dinner, ladies and gentlemen, and showing signs of radiation sickness, burns, blisters, and the like. If there is ever a reason to be concerned, it certainly would be that, as well as the reports from elementary schools across the country where there are outbreaks of cancer. Cell phone providers are forced to take down their towers, but these stories are here one day, gone tomorrow, thanks to all of the deception on the mainstream news. And it's like, all of the other big stories, like the Epstein case, here today, gone tomorrow. And you just have to wonder, who murdered Epstein and for what reason exactly, ladies and gentlemen. Many other reports that we could be talking about as far as what they're covering up. Be sure to check out our archives for more on that. Be sure to check out the Dark Matrix. Might be one explanation for what we're seeing out there. It looks like they're terraforming the planet. It looks like they're exterminating humanity. Who, could these people be that are responsible for that? Is it just evildoers from planet Earth, or is there something else going on? It looks like they're dropping clones and putting them in charge of everything that we see. Corporations, the television, the government, and the like. It looks like they live. It really does. What's going on out there? Be sure to check out our archives for more on that. But this bombshell breaking news that hundreds of thousands of workers have been nuked by these death towers should be a big wake-up call to people, because these things are not safe. The people that are handling these death towers are coming down with radiation sickness, and they're quitting their jobs. And these types of stories go underreported. Imagine if they lined up 250,000 workers every year saying we got nuked by these death towers, but they're safe, being just a few feet away from your home. They're safe being at basically street level, nuking your shopping center, nuking your school, and the like. And that's exactly what these things are doing. If you had goggles to see what these death towers were doing in your neighborhood, you would freak out. If you could see the light that was being emitted by these things, you would freak out. And we know that they're dangerous. There's over 1,000 studies that conclude solidly that these death towers are not safe. And if you get too close, you show signs of radiation sickness. Imagine what long-term exposure will do. These things have a range of about 25 miles, and they're stacking them up in your towns, just a few blocks away. So if this isn't a eugenics program, then what is it exactly? You know what these Nazis figured out? It's much easier bringing the gas chamber to the people than it is bringing people to the gas chamber. You start hauling people off to the gas chamber, the sheeple might start asking questions. But if you're just putting up these silent death towers that are just nuking everybody, then people don't ask too many questions. And that's the point. And, the cancer rates are just, skyrocketing. And, of course, the real numbers aren't being released. But, you hear more and more cases of children with cancer. You see, autism rates skyrocketing. They are doing something to the human race, and it's called extermination, ladies and gentlemen. It's right there on the Georgia Guidestones. There's no denying the evidence, right? And if it's not one thing, it's another. If it's not the death towers, it's some other kind of, eugenics program, like pushing the LGBT thing on children, ladies and gentlemen, because, of course, if you go that way, you don't replicate. In any case, we recommend everybody get an EMF 390. We sell them for $109 on our website, stfnreport.com, direct from the manufacturer, 1-year warranty. By far the best one for the money. Don't get screwed by the El Cheapo from Home Depot that only picks up electric fields. You want something that picks up the death towers and the wireless radiation from the tablets and the like. Check it out, the EMF 390, only $109 on our website, stfnreport.com. That's the affiliate price. They sell them for $119 on Amazon, so you can pay more if you want to. In any case, these death towers are everywhere, and people have been suspicious for quite some time. Now, we're seeing some movement, in local towns at the city council. People are pushing back before these death towers go up in their neighborhoods, and that's the best thing, is to prevent them. Prevention is key here. You want to be proactive and not reactive when it comes to these death towers. And of course, they are everywhere, and you should be concerned about each and every one of these things, and a lot of them are hidden, and so you may not know. I mean, look at this. Look how sneaky this is. These flagpoles are actually, a trio of death towers. And this could be at a school. This could be at your, post office. This could be anywhere. Where are these things? Without a meter, you won't know where they are. And with EMF 390, I mean, you can detect them before anybody else and avoid being in one of those danger zones. Ladies and gentlemen, truly amazing. Let's see if we've got some other news from our news feed. Good Samaritan disarms a robber on the Blue Line train in Chicago. Pretty interesting footage out there, to say the least. Wait a second. What's the video guy doing? I think he's on vacation. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to fire the video guy. English Channel ports could be gridlocked for a year after the no deal for the Brexit. We'll see what happens there. Of course, everything's heating up and the like. Huge police presence at apartment complex. Hunt for 3-year-old abducted child from a birthday party. We'll be following that. Check out the new automated tank, unmanned combat vehicle. And so this is, just the beginning of the Skynet, the beginning of the Terminators that are going to be unleashed. There'll be no stopping the automation because you've been silenced out there, ladies and gentlemen. We're on our 10th page, and while everybody's distracted with, whatever's on the TV, they're making significant progress towards their, utopian transhuman dream, where they assimilate everybody into the matrix, get the neural link, get the brain chip. Ladies and gentlemen, what happened to Epstein is the question, And be sure to check out our archives for more on that. Of course, Facebook is looking to develop their own brain chip. I know we've got another missing child, more pedos everywhere. Check out the documentary An Open Secret, ladies and gentlemen. It was there. It was there. Anyways, everybody's looking to develop a brain chip, develop, thought reading technology. They're going to bring the definition of a thought crime to a whole new level, and obviously they'll be persecuting everyone for their political ideologies and the like. If you don't conform to their system, then you will be a target. And with your smartphone, it makes it even easier, ladies and gentlemen. This beast system can target you wherever you go. As soon as you go on Facebook and declare what you are, then these death towers follow you everywhere. And just look at these things. And the noise they make, very ominous to say the least. They're humming and buzzing as they irradiate you, connected to the endless power supply of the grid. Look at these things. I mean, they're huge, right? I mean, and they want to put these, every other block. You know what I mean? People can't sleep just because of the noise. Imagine, just sitting there knowing that you're getting dosed 24/7 and you can't run away. I mean, you're in your house, you can't run away. And the walls are made of wood and sheetrock. I mean, that's not blocking anything. Obviously, getting a detector is one thing, and then investing in some sort of EMF prevention is another. Tinfoil works really well. You'd be surprised. You see all the rich people using it for their key fobs these days. It works exceptionally well. But look, this 5G is going to be the backbone for the Terminators, for the Skynet, for the Robocops of tomorrow. You think it's bad today, just wait for 2020, 2025. It's only going to get worse as time goes by. So this is the time to abort Skynet. These things are irradiating you, raining down death and terror in your neighborhoods, giving your kids cancer, and they're basically celebrating it like it's the next best thing. This administration hasn't done anything to stop the eugenics program. They can talk all they want about the economy, ladies and gentlemen, but until they actually do something about these death programs, we're all in danger, and that makes them complicit, whether you like it or not. No coincidence that they were all lifelong friends out there, the Clintons, the Epsteins, the Trumps, and the like. Very nefarious characters, whether you like them or not. And if you do like them, if you're still under the spell, just know they live out there. These people are part of the program, ladies and gentlemen. As cliche as that might sound, what's going on out there, it's not your imagination. There's definitely something wrong with the world today. You can feel it, you can taste it, ladies and gentlemen. And the worst of it is, has to be, what's in the food. Nobody wants our food, and yet people are lining up in your town for it, at the McDonald's, at the Red Lobster, at the whatever it might be. People are lining up for the eugenics program, lining up for their new death phone, celebrating the new death towers and the like, and indoctrinating the children. It's like a horror movie. That's what we live in these days, ladies and gentlemen. An inverted world where good is evil and evil is good, where they want to ban the Bible and they want to promote Sodom and Gomorrah and put up death towers everywhere, fluoridate everyone, poison everyone with the food, spray them like bugs. What is going on? What are they doing at 666 Pennsylvania Avenue, ladies and gentlemen, if it isn't protecting and endorsing this system? There should be a full-on war against the devil and the minions of the dark side, but instead, they let Hillary go. They put the whistleblowers in prison. They're rolling out the death towers, and the sheep will come on here saying Trump 2020. Well, look, it might be better than worse, but it's still headed in the wrong direction. These people are not on your side. It's one big club. It's one big billionaire club, and ladies and gentlemen, you are not in it. But if you're listening to this, you are the resistance.